Video evidence that you aimed for both that bird and the ladybug. Look. I knew I shouldn't have zoomed in. I didn't do it intentionally. my hand slipped. Officer, my hand slipped. My hand slipped off the gun. I aimed accidentally towards that bird and that ladybug. I admit it. I hurt them, but it wasn't intentional. I swear. I really gotta stop uploading incriminating evidence to the YouTube channel. I'm gonna get in real trouble one day. How's the mic, by the way? I listened to it on my end, and I think it sounds okay, but I can never be sure. I have really sensitive ears, so it's hard for me to tell what's good for most people and what's good for me. It sounds really good. Thank you. I spend entirely too much time making sure it sounds okay. It's nice to know that it finally is at a point where I don't have to worry about it. Maybe. If I scream really loud later or laugh really hard and it cuts off, I need you guys to tell me so I can break down in the middle of stream. Here, after finding you on YouTube, I thought Mike cutting off her screams was funny. Added effect. I mean, I can see why it would be funny. It's like, if anybody's watched Tyler 1, he 100% absolutely keeps his headset mic as his main mic because it adds to the hilarity of his screaming. So there's something about that like 2010 Call of Duty lobby microphone that just gets a chuckle out of every time everyone after to hear it. How do? No. Calvin? You stay out of my way. I will end you. I need bones. Please, God, tell me I have bones. I don't have any bones. I mean, I can use my statues, I think. Bones? Anytime you guys feel like dropping bones. Anytime at all. Come on, I know it's not that hard of a drop. Come on, the imp gave me 2 obsidian flowers after like 3 statue attempts. That thing is so rare that it's a miracle I managed to get it from a statue drop. You guys can surely give me a bone. Literally throw me a bone. Throw me a freaking bone. By chance, they can drop bones, correct? I should probably check that. Hold, please. Wait, they don't drop bones at all? What sense does that make? Where's my freaking bones? Okay, well, what does drop bones then? You don't. You don't is the answer. How did I? Okay, maybe I didn't get bones. Well then, I guess we done. Well, you know what? Good news, chat. Don't have to prepare for the boss. I think just the dungeon skeletons drop the bones. You would be correct, sir. This makes me a little sad, but also we don't have to spend time doing this, so whatever. I don't think it's that big of an issue. I'll tell you what I do need to make, though. No, Calvin, you're 1 step away, my friend. You are just 1 Coke away from getting the bird treatment, the dolphin treatment. How I treat every animal I come across. I swear it is an accident, but I will treat you the same way intentionally. We're gonna do ourselves just a little bit of fishing here. I'm gonna go do a little bit of fishing right here, okay? I need an Inferno potion strictly because it makes figuring out which side he's on way easier. I think we'll be fine. Maybe we'll get lucky and get like a crate or something. I get sad every time I think I can make a useful item in this seed because the wiki says pre-hard mode, then finding out I still have to kill some of the first couple of bosses. I get sad at that too because that means I can't do it until I kill the bosses. So far, I've only killed 2 bosses. Wait, is it just 2? Oh God, is it just 2? Let's see, what did I kill? No, 3. Okay, thank God, 3. I've killed 3 bosses. 2 of them were just me. 1 of them was an accident. 1 of them was complete accident. A freak accident, if you will. Remember how I said this would be easy because it's one of the common fishes? Well, it doesn't really help how common they are if nothing bites. When we get to the stack, you go your way, I go mine. We don't talk to each other anymore. But Dad, I'm an addict. Most people will have absolutely no idea what the frick I'm talking about. Man, I used to love watching, God, what is that show called? It's like a fishing on the Barents Sea for lobsters or something like that. That show was great. I feel like it's still going on, but I have no idea. I haven't kept up with that show in like a decade and a half. Please, God. Cod. Please, God, cod. Just 1 fish. Just a crumb of fish, please. Do I have to stand in the middle of the lake for you to heed my call, fish? This is like the watching paint dry stream. Oh god, I've been here so long that I got a banner. There's no way, right? There's no way I've been sitting here for like 2 minutes now and I haven't got a single bite. Alright. Screw it. Screw it. That was probably the most exciting thing to find out about this seed, is that these frickers actually help with fishing. I promise this will be fast. I promise. We've been in game for like 20 minutes and I've been fishing for 10 of it. 1/3 of this stream has been dedicated to fishing. I don't know how to feel about that. I've got like 100% fishing power. Did I just pick a bad time? What's going on? Do I need to go stand in the middle of the lake or something? Let me try that. Let me try that, see how much that works. All right, people of the chat, we've officially reached that point where I stop being able to complain about fishing and now have to come up with conversation. What game are you guys looking forward to coming out? I'm kind of looking forward to the Ogre Battle remake that's coming out very soon. Although I do wish that they would remake the Nintendo 64 one, or at least make a new one in that style of game, because I love that series so much. And they only made 2 versions of it. Super excited for the Dead Space remake. They're remaking Dead Space? Oh, that's right, I did hear about that. I never played Dead Space. I think I have the first one, but I never played it. Probably because when it comes to horror games, I'm a bit of a baby. Since it's still spooky month, I will regale a tale from my childhood. There was a game series called Penumbra, and it was a horror game where you go into, I believe it's like some kind of Arctic lab where things went terribly wrong. So you're investigating this and you start off going into a mine shaft. It's like really dark, full of like wooden planks and stuff, and you have to like hide from these contaminated dogs. I thought I was safe. I was standing next to a wall, and I get nervous from just about anything. I thought this wall was safe right there, so I sat next to it for like a good 2 minutes, and then all of a sudden the dog broke through the wall. I instantly paused the game, got up out of my chair, and ran upstairs. And ran upstairs to my brothers, and I'm just like, hey, look, man, can you turn the game off for me? I don't want to get anywhere near that game. I'm so freaking scared. I'm a big wimp to horror games too, but Dead Space is a blast. There are certain horror games that I like. Like, my big problem with most horror games is that I can't do anything. Horror games where you don't have any control of like your surroundings are the games that I really don't like. Games like Resident Evil 4 or 7, I'm a bit more lenient towards, like, even though they're horror games and stuff like that, because you can actually fight the scary things around you. I'm still scared, but at least I'm frantically and like wildly flailing my arms at something instead of just taking it. But when it comes to games like Amnesia, Penumbra, and there's something else that I like, everybody's like, oh my god, this is amazing. I just don't want to bother with it because it's one of those horror games. My dad had a Halloween screensaver back in the day that played spooky music, woke me up on the couch, and I ran out of the room. You guys want to know what the weirdest... okay, here's a new question. What is the weirdest thing that has scared you guys? Like, the weirdest thing that, like, you should not be scared of, but it scared you? Because for me, it was the first Super Smash Brothers character unlock music. Not the initial, like, a fighter has challenged you, but the music that plays after you've unlocked the character. That music would always scare me, and I don't know why. I just always had like a bad feeling listening to it. And anytime I unlocked the character, I would immediately run out of my room. There's a lot of sub-series that are actually just as enjoyable and sometimes maybe more enjoyable than the main game series. This is probably weird, but a lot of the Pokemon games, a lot of their sub-series are actually really good, like really well done. Some of them I would probably say like just a little bit better than most of the main series. There's always a couple of main series Pokemon games that are just absolutely amazing, but what was that one that came out for the Switch? Legends of Arceus or something like that? Even though it looked like a GameCube game or a crappy Wii game, just being able to explore a world and look for Pokemon was something that was something a lot of people had wanted for the longest time. I remember seeing so many forums about like, oh my god, they finally announced the Pokemon MMO. It's here, guys. And it was always a troll post. But now they actually have one where you can explore the world and find Pokemon, get beaten up by said Pokemon, and then try again. It's a wonderful thing. Soon we'll get like a full world that's like very in-depth. You can explore cave systems and stuff like that. Look for Pokemon. Fly through the skies. I want to actually try Legends of Arceus, but I don't got the money for it right now. I've tried it. I have this problem. I think I've said this so many times, but I have a real problem with starting a game, and even if I'm enjoying it, I'm like, okay, that was fun. I'll probably play it again tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. I'll get back to it eventually though, but I can vouch that Arceus is pretty good. It's pretty good. But back to what I was saying, even like Pokemon in general, its sub-games are actually pretty good. Even something as silly as Pokemon Snap, there's something pleasing about taking pictures of Pokemon while riding on a little wagon. Uh-oh. Help! Help! I'm stuck! I'm in my own jail! Let me in! Let me in! But I think one of the ones that surprised me the most, like, because I knew going into Arceus that it was probably going to be a very good game, just based on the fact that it was a premise that we have all been wanting for years. The one that kind of surprised me the most was Pokemon Conquest. If you don't know what that is, it's a strategy RPG game that I think there's only one game of it. It's a strategy RPG game that came out on, I believe, the DS. It played a lot like FFT and Fire Emblem. It was actually a lot of fun. Speaking of FFT, why haven't they made a remake or a remaster of Final Fantasy Tactics? Where is that at? I mean, like, they've done like ports or something, but they haven't I don't think, to my knowledge, I do not think that they've actually remastered or remade the original Final Fantasy Tactics. I also would not mind, I don't think they've actually done this yet, but I would not mind if they put Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, like a 1 and 2 bundle on the Switch or something like that. That sounds awesome. It's been years since I've played Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and even though I have been spoiled by the first one, because I played the first one after I played Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and while Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is a good game, it's like nowhere near as good as the original. I'm still able to enjoy both. What's your favorite video game or video game series? My friend, you have asked the wrong question, because I do not have an answer to that. I do not know. I can tell you what some of my favorite video games are, but like it's so hard to come up with oh yeah, this is my favorite video game ever of all time. Because like if you were to ask me what my favorite video game is on the PlayStation 2, I could tell you that it is either Final Fantasy X or Kingdom Hearts 2. Those are my two favorite PlayStation 2 games that I regularly go back to. Like, even now, decades after they came out, Final Fantasy X, Kingdom Hearts 2, continually go back. Video evidence that you aim for both that bird and the ladybug. Look, I knew I shouldn't have zoomed in. I didn't do it intentionally. My hand slipped. Officer, my hand slipped. My hand slipped off the gun. I aimed accidentally towards that bird and that ladybug. I admit it, I hurt them, but it wasn't intentional. I swear. I really gotta stop uploading incriminating evidence to the YouTube channel. I'm gonna get in real trouble one day.